We are so back. We are so back. We are so back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Superfan Sessions, a podcast where we unpack Big Brother. So, today we are so back. We're not completely back because Big Brother's not on yet. However, it's getting to that time of year where I crave Big Brother like I need air. Like, I need it. I need to be obsessed with 16 random strangers in a parking lot studio. Like, I need it. Expeditiously. We are a mere 3 weeks away, which means that in about a week and a half, the house guests are going to start getting sequestered. So we are so close. We are so close. We are almost so back. Like, we are almost there. As of right now, we have no news. We've only gotten one promo thing from Julie, and I fear it was made with AI, so a lot of people are speculating that the season will be having an AI theme, which I do kind of hate. However, do I ever really like the theme? Sometimes not. But we'll have to see. We have no house photos yet. Obviously, we have no house guest news yet. So we're kind of in the trenches right now because we're so close but so far. But I wanted to make a little episode today because for multiple reasons. Number one, I never finished last season. And granted, nobody listens to this podcast. However, I love doing this, and I think it's so much fun. And I just got so busy with like classes and school and like everything that I never finished last season. However, if you are strangely listening to this podcast, that's crazy. Hi. And if you didn't know, Jag won last season. Jag and Matt were final 2. Jag won, whatever. That's last year's news. But just an update in case you didn't know. And before I filmed this, I went back to take a look at my house guest predictions when the cast list came out for BB25. And dare I say I kind of ate. Some of them I did not eat with. I'm not going to name what I said, but some of them did not age well at all. But some of them I ate. Like, I truly ate that down. So take a look at that if you're interested. So I'm really interested to see this season's house guest list and if I can predict anything like I did last year. But this podcast episode today, I wanted to rank the seasons of Big Brother that I've seen. Now, contrary to popular belief of the millions of people that listen to this podcast, I've only seen 9 seasons of Big Brother. Yeah, it's true. The rumors are true. I've only seen 9 seasons of Big Brother. And I'm just a girl. Like, people love the old school seasons, and I don't blame them because modern Big Brother is truthfully not the greatest, and we're gonna see some of those examples in this ranking that I have. However, I started watching Big Brother during season 18 when I was 14, I believe, and now I'm 22. So I've watched every season from 18 to now, and then I've also gone back and watched season 14. So I fear I am a modern BB baby. However, I know the lore, I know the icons, I know the legends. I watch those YouTube videos that are like, why Dan Giesling is an icon. And truthfully, Dan Giesling is I think Dan Giesling is my favorite Big Brother player. Although I've only seen season 14, I've never watched season 10. But I love him. But anyways, today we're going to rank the seasons I've seen, aka BB14, BB18, BB19, BB20, BB21, BB22, BB23, BB24, and BB25. So we're going to jump right into it. And please, if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, drop them in the comments below. Nobody listens to this, actually, but in case you find it, comment down below. Okay. So we're gonna start with ninth place. For me, this is the worst season that I have seen. This is the worst thing that's ever been on television. Big Brother 21. I just threw up thinking about it. This is the only season that I've watched that I actually didn't finish because I hated it so bad. I hated it so bad. I hated the cast. Like, this was a monstrosity. It was atrocious. I hated this season. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the season with like final two was Holly and Mickey. I hated this season. Now I was actually really excited pre-season when the cast came out because Tommy Bracco was in the cast and I was gagged because I am a Newsies stan to my core. I love Newsies, the Broadway musical. And the cast came out and I saw Tommy and I said, wait a damn minute, as Davon Rogers once said, wait a damn minute. Because I know him, well, I don't know him, but but it was the first time that a cast list was revealed and I like actually recognized someone. Mind you, I'm still waiting for the day that a reality show comes out with a cast list and I like know them personally. Like, I just feel like that will happen one day and I'm just waiting for that to occur. Anyways, but when this cast list came out and I saw Tommy, I was like, what the hell? I know him. Like, I don't know him personally, but like, he was in the original Broadway cast of Newsies and I love Newsies and I was so excited to root him on. I was like, yes, Tommy, like, go Tommy, whatever. That did not age well for me. That ended badly. Tommy was not who I wanted him to be, which was upsetting for me, and was one of the main reasons that I hated this season, because I was just so upset about that. It was one thing that was very interesting about this season was that Tommy and Christy knew each other on the outside, and that was not planned by Big Brother producers. They did not do their research. They did not know that they knew each other, and that dynamic was so interesting. That was so interesting. And I always hope that if one day I ever go on Big Brother, which I will, by the way, mark my words, I will be on Big Brother one day. But I kind of like always hoped that I would have someone that I knew from the outside world, even though, you know, that'd be taking the easy route. But I just think it'd be such an interesting dynamic. And like, I don't know, that's one thing I did eat up about this season, the Tommy and Christy relationship and how they knew each other outside. But, I did not like them. And I hated this cast. I hated them. Like, it was so bad. And also the house itself was so ugly. Like the like country, like camping theme. Oh god, I hated that. Sorry to anyone that loves camping, but that was so ugly. Truly atrocious. Like, I absolutely hated that. And this season was just the worst thing that's ever happened to television. So we're going to move on from that now. And we are going to go to my 8th ranking, which is Big Brother 19. This cast was another atrocious cast. This was so messy. I enjoyed it as it was airing because it was my second Big Brother season. So I was like, oh my god, period. Like, I love Big Brother. But I just, looking back at it, I simply will never go back and watch it. No. These people were insane. However, Raven, yeah, she's kind of always going to be famous. She was so, when you think about it, we've never had another Raven. And I think that's what Big Brother needs. Because she was so crazy and so entertaining, and we need someone like Raven back on our screens, dare I say. She was so delusional, and I aspire to be that level of delusional, truly. Like, she was just not real. That was one of the highlights of this season, was Raven. Thinking about how someone self-evicted the first week. I believe her name was Megan. Like, it was really, they were really in the trenches. They were really, truly in the trenches. I think about how if I'm ever on Big Brother and I walk into a cast like this, I'm walking right the hell out. Like, I know the point of Big Brother is, like, being with people that you might not necessarily get along with, but low-key, name, like, one good person in this cast. Like, they were just, oh, I hated them. I hated them. Oh, by the way, this was the season that Josh won. Now, at the time, I did like Josh. I was a Josh stan. I was rooting for him to win. He was so messy, and I hated Cody and Jess. So I was like, oh my god, I want Josh to win. Also, they brought Paul back. And me, personally, I loved Paul. Because, again, season 18 was my first season. So, I loved Paul in season 18. And I didn't watch Fees or anything, so I didn't know what was going on, you know, outside of the edited television show. But this season I started really not liking Paul anymore, which was unfortunate because I loved him in season 18, and I think this was the season that I learned that people will always disappoint. People will always disappoint you on Big Brother. You can love them one day and then just absolutely hate them the next. But yeah, this season was messy as hell. It was entertaining though. Like, Christmas breaking her foot, that was crazy. But I just hated these people. I hated them with a burning passion. And I'm looking at a photo of them right now, and it's pissing me off because I hate them so bad. So we're moving on to our 7th place ranking, which is BB22 All-Stars. This was crazy on multiple levels because this was the summer of COVID, which was just insane. And none of us thought that we'd be getting a Big Brother season because it was COVID, but they made it work. But did they? This kind of changed the game for Big Brother because a lot of production things were changed. Like, they had to wear masks when they were talking to Julie. There was no live audience. Like, different things like that. It also started way later than we were used to, and I fear that that's where we are now. Now Big Brother starts in July, unfortunately. But, yeah, you know, this season was a disappointment because when we heard it was All-Stars, you know, you want real All-Stars. These were not All-Stars. Why was David there? Someone comment down below why the hell David was there. What kind of all-star is David? Please let me know, please. Some of them did eat. Personally, I love Ian, I love Janelle, I love Kaser. Like, those are my big 3. I also love Bailey and Davon, so that ate for me. I also, sorry to the people, I was a Tyler Crispin stan. I can't deny it. I thought he played an excellent game in BB20, and so I was excited to see him back. However, I didn't have a lot of knowledge on the other players, or I just didn't like them. Like, Nicole, didn't like her. I never watched Cody's season, but I didn't like Cody. And this cast was just a disappointment to me because everyone I did like wasn't winning. It also was predetermined. The cast did pregame. Memphis specifically pregamed his alliance, and they ended up steamrolling and winning the whole thing. Cody won. I did like Enzo. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how the people feel about Enzo, but I thought Enzo was funny as hell, and I enjoyed him watching this. But I was disappointed week after week because all of my favorites were losing and being targeted, and it was awful. But I loved Janelle and Kaser's relationship. Obviously, they are icons, and I love them so much. And I actually have met them. So I really was glad that this season brought them together again for multiple reasons, but one of the main reasons because I got to meet them. They were so kind, and I think about that a lot. I think they're the only Big Brother players. They're the only Big Brother players I've ever met, but I will meet more. Trust, because when I'm on Big Brother, and then I'm a part of the BB family, like, all of them will be my best friends. and I'm manifesting this because it will occur. Next summer, this podcast will not exist because I will be in the Big Brother house. But yeah, let's talk about the the rivalry between Janelle and Nicole this season was just so unserious. Like, their beef was crazy for literally crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. Also, My Own Empire was the Bailey and Tyler reunion. Like, you had to be there. You had to be there because that was crazy. The lore runs so deep. Like, it was crazy. I also loved another highlight of the season was everyone calling Christmas different holiday names, like Thanksgiving, Flag Day, St. Patrick's Day. That was truly iconic because I hate Christmas. And why are you named Christmas? Comment down below. And that was just hysterical because I specifically remember like Enzo and Davon in the bathroom just calling her like Arbor Day and shit, and it was just hysterical. But yeah, this season was meh. It was just not great. Next, we're moving on to my 6th place ranking, which might be controversial because now we're getting into more recent seasons. My 6th place ranking is Big Brother 24. This was the season that Taylor won. Now, let me preface this and say, I love Taylor Harrell with everything in me. Everything in me. I have never been more proud of a Big Brother winner. She, to this day, is still an icon to me, and I just look up to her. Like, she's just such an icon. Like, that's really all I can say. I just love her so dearly. But the reason this season is ranked so low is because I hated pretty much everyone else in this cast because of the way that they treated Taylor. I do love Joseph. Ooh. Talk about a man, you talk about Joseph. I love him. But this cast was something else. It definitely, this season had its good moments. My favorite moment of Big Brother Twitter was the night that Jasmine fell and hurt her ankle. I have never laughed that hard in my entire life. This was 2 years ago, and my friends and I still talk about that night on Twitter because it was just hysterical. Everyone was just coming up with the funniest tweets I've ever seen in my life, and nothing will ever top the night that Jasmine hurt her ankle on BB Twitter. It was the funniest thing ever. It was hysterical. I also loved the leftovers, the creation of the leftovers. Like, they devoured. It's true, they devoured. And though they fell apart, they ate. They truly ate. For those little bit of time that they were together, they ate. They ate. You know what else ate? Muffingate. Let's speak on it. That was hysterical. Jasmine hobbling around looking for who the hell ate her muffin, and it being Turner the whole time, and they were like, oh, what was it, like BB Besties or some shit? That was hysterical. I'm sorry, but like, that was so funny. I love just unserious seasons, and I think this season was one of those unserious seasons. It was very serious at times because the people were treating Taylor horribly. But when the leftovers got together and everyone was it was just silly and fun. That's what I liked about this season was the leftovers. They were silly, they were fun, they were having a good time, and it was like unexpected, and I really liked that aspect of it until it all fell apart. But this season wasn't too bad. I just really didn't like the people, and I just love Taylor Hale with everything in me. It's true. I do. Also, a fun fact about this season. Well, it's not about this season. It's just about my life. Pooch looks exactly like one of my campus celebrities from college. And my friends and I would never call the campus celebrity by his real name. We would just call him Pooch because he looks exactly like Pooch. And that is one of the most memorable moments for me of college because of Pooch. So that's just a little fun fact. But yeah, this season, honestly, like, it had its really good moments, but it also had its really bad moments. Paloma going absolutely fucking insane. That was crazy. Like, you had to be there. You had to be there. All right, we're heading into our top 5 now. My 5th one, now this might be controversial, but it might not be. My 5th is BB25. This just happened, obviously. I loved this cast. Minus a few people, I was glued to the feeds. Like, I really was. I loved this cast. They were so messy. They were strategic. They were horrible. But they were so good to watch. I only hated a few people in this cast, which is really unlike me. Usually I hate a lot of people, but this cast I really only hated like 3 or 4 of them, which is like a new record for me. And I liked so many of them that it was difficult because I was like, they were targeting each other and I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Because my fave is targeting my other fave, and it was just like, I ate this up. This cast was so fun. Like, I really liked this. I really liked this one. I miss them. I do. Izzy will always be famous. I love Izzy. Like, bring Izzy back. Please bring Izzy back. Like, we need her back on an all-star season. What else I loved about this season was the pressure cooker comeback. You cannot be serious. That night was so iconic. I didn't sleep. Like, you had to be there when America was final doing Let Go of the Button, because that was probably the worst moment in Big Brother history. But it was still like that whole night and the whole day after and like everything that followed. The pressure cooker was just iconic. It was iconic. I love America. We love America. This season I used the Olivia Wilde nod gif more than I ever have in my entire life, because we love America. Like, that's mother. And while we're at it, Corey is father. I love them together. They're still together. Thank God. They were just the first official showmance that I actually enjoyed on Big Brother. I usually hate showmances, but I loved these two. I loved watching them on the feeds. They had me giggling and kicking my feet. Like, they were so sweet, and I loved them. What else I loved was Suri and Izzy's friendship. Talk about unserious. They flipped every minute of the day. And that, you had to be there. Like, they made this season so interesting. They made the feed so interesting. I could not go off of feeds for 5 minutes because I checked Twitter and it would be like, Suri and Izzy have decided to flip again. And like, it was just iconic. What else is iconic? The Unreliables. And people hate Jag now, which I understand. However, Jag, Corey, and America as the Unreliables, you had to be there. And the craziest part was they never had a segment of it the entire show, which was crazy because Jag literally won and they never had an Unreliable segment because it was a fake alliance. However, it was so entertaining and they were so funny together. You know who else was so funny together that no one talks about? Mimi and Jag. They were hysterical together. Every time they were in a room together, I was peeing my pants laughing watching the feeds. And no one talks about it. There's this one clip of Jag that me and my roommate quote all the time, where he's talking to Mimi and he's like, you know what they have that we don't have, that we need to recognize, is the audacity. And I think about that every day. There were a few people I didn't like in this cast, obviously. Cameron, Jared, don't even get me started because I will scream. But what was really cool about this was the mother and son dynamic. That was cool and something that haven't seen in a really long time on Big Brother. And it was just interesting to listen to them fight because, you know, when you have arguments on Big Brother, it's like random strangers, but having arguments with your like literal mother, like that was just so cool to witness. Me being like, it's so cool to witness people fighting with their mothers. Like, no, that's not what I mean, but you know. Anyways, 4th place we have BB14. My only season that I've seen that isn't modern Big Brother. And I see why the people love old school Big Brother, because this is American history. And it should be taught in schools. Because Janelle, Brittany, and Dan Giesling, oh yeah. Yeah, that's cinema. Put them in a room together, that's cinema. That's cinema. I have made an entire PowerPoint over Dan Giesling's game in this season. Because come on. Who the hell is doing it like him? Alexa, play You Could Start a Cult by Niall Horan, because he could start a cult. Alexa, stop! Alexa, stop! Anyways, that was crazy. I didn't realize there was an Alexa in this room. But no, Dan Giesling could start a cult though, because he is truly crazy. He's just insane. I can't even put it into words how insane he is. And I hope one day I can reach Dan Giesling level strategy. Now, I don't know if any of y'all watched The Traitor Season 2, but I'm not talking about that Dan Giesling level strategy. I'm talking about Dan Giesling BB14 level strategy, because it was crazy. It was so insane. Like, Dan's funeral, come on. Who is doing it like that? Name one person. You can't. You really can't. I love Dan Giesling. I want to be him when I grow up and play Big Brother. But I will never be at the level of Dan Giesling. But I love him. Dan Giesling, if you're watching this right now, I love you. Please. I love you. Anyways. Now we're at Big 3. And my Big 3 I think my Big 3 are controversial. I'm sorry, but I had to put Big Brother 18 at my number 3 spot. This is objectively a bad season. However, I needed to put it here because it was my first season of Big Brother, and it's so special to me because this is what sparked my love for this show. And you can say whatever you want about it, but it's just special to me, so it needed to be in the top 3 because it was my first season. Like, it's just so nostalgic for me. And talk about an unserious season. They talk about BB18 because it was so unserious. Back in the day, Paul was the it boy. Like, you had to be there to witness his, like, claim to fame. Because he ate this up. Sorry, but he did. He did not eat up BB19. But BB18 Paul ate, in my opinion. But again, at this time, I wasn't watching the feeds. I have no idea what was happening behind the scenes. Which is really interesting because now I know what it's like as an avid feed watcher. Now I know what it's like to be a casual and not watch the feeds, because it is extremely, extremely different. But this season had 3 battle backs, and Victor won each one. Like, that was crazy because that was just insane. The dynamics of this season were also crazy. You had 4 past players, 2 past players' siblings, and it was played in teams. Like, this season was something else. Like, they put everything in there all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. I like this season. I really, really like this season. This is one of my favorite ones to go back and rewatch. Like, the cast was just crazy. Who remembers Bronte crying because she was like, I'm a mathematician? Like, you had to be there. Who remembers Michelle being crazy and crying at every inconvenience? She's kind of just like me. Also, this was when Queen Davon originated the iconic wait a damn minute. And her walking out of the door and her pretends to be shocked face. Like, who is doing it like her? She was the meme queen of this season, and nothing will ever be the same. Nothing has ever been the same. And, of course, Jose, scenarios. Scenarios. I think about that every day of my life. It's true. I do. So before we get into the top 2 rankings, I want to throw in an honorable mention here, which is Big Brother Reindeer Games. Now, this just happened for the first time, and this was a surprise kind of thing where they had like a weird version of Big Brother during Christmas time, and they had past players come back. And this changed my life, and I hope they do it every year, because where has Big Brother Reindeer Games been all my life? Because it was so good. It was a Christmas miracle. Like, it was so good. It was so fun. It was just so different. Like, it was just so good. And I loved the fact that the women dominated this game, because that doesn't usually happen in Big Brother, and it was so refreshing to see after Jag and Matt had just dominated all of BB 24 or 25, I mean. And it was just so refreshing to see women like taking over this game and winning. Nicole ended up winning. Taylor was second place. I still stand by the fact that Taylor should have won, but I am glad that it was the woman that won after all. And also, Derek X and Tiffany were back on my screens again. So, how could you lose? Some people could lose because they don't like them. We'll get into that, though. We'll get into that as we enter my final 2. My second place ranking is BB20. Put this in the Louvre. Put this season in the Louvre. This was so good. This was the first season that I tuned into the feeds. It was cinematic. It was a completely split house. The power shifted literally every week. Split votes, surprise votes. Like, it was so good. It was so good. The fights, I cannot believe on my daughter's birthday that you would sit here and drag my name through the mud like this. You had to be there. I quote that every day of my life. Every day of my life. And I want to give a special shout out to the dumbest alliance of all time. Shout out to Faute / The Hive, because you made my life so much better. You were so stupid, but so entertaining. So entertaining. If Faute has no fans, I'm dead. I'm dead. Sorry. If Faute has one fan, it's me. Like, I loved them. I loved them. And I also want to give a special shout out to Scotty, because I have actually DM'd Scotty because I was doing a project on Big Brother, and he is the only person that actually got back to me. So shout out to Scotty for that, for real. That's my bestie. And I also loved him in this season. Like, this season was so good. So good. And let me talk about it. I love Tyler Crispin. He was the love of my life. My first Big Brother crush was Tyler Crispin. And I just loved him. And he was messy, but he was playing a good game. And I, to this day, believe he should have won this season. I'm sorry, but he should have won. Let's talk about it. Caitlin's puzzle. Talk about iconic Big Brother moments. Talk about Caitlin's puzzle. That was... You had to be there, because that was the easiest fucking puzzle of all time. They wanted her to succeed. They wanted her to go back into that house. They made the easiest puzzle of all time, and she cracked under the pressure and flopped. And I think about that all the time. All the time. I would do anything to relive this season, to be in the moment watching the feeds again. Like, I loved this season. It was so good, and we need more seasons like this. Split house, split votes, like, actually good twists. Like, this is a good twist. Like, you just had to be there. You just had to be there. When people ask me what Big Brother season to watch, I always recommend this one, because I feel like it's a good one to, like, get into Big Brother with. It's just so good. I really liked this season. What's wrong with Angela? Like, the iconic moments go crazy. And this season was it for me. All right, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, my number one is BB23. Now, the people hate BB23 now. Now that we're a few years out of it, people hate it now. But I remember where I was. I remember we all loved this season. And I'm not one to turn my back on people like that. And I love Big Brother 23 with everything in me. This season will forever hold a special place in my heart. I love this season. This was the first season that I watched the feeds every single day. I watched the feeds a little bit in BB20, but this was the first time I was full-time watching the feeds, actually every single day. First time I bought Paramount Plus to watch them. I was in it. I was truly in it. And this was the first cast that I really got attached to. And it had some of my favorite players in years. For example, Tiffany. And people hate Tiffany now. But me personally, after the Big Brother season ends, I move on with my life. I follow the people that I liked on Instagram, but I'm not involved in their drama because get a life. Sorry, but if I like Tiffany in BB23, I like her now. I don't give a shit what her drama is with past players. Sorry, but it's true. Because I have a life and I don't stay up to date with random people's drama. Anyway, we're moving on from that because the people hate people now that they used to love, and that's just hypocrisy if you ask me. But I love this season. The friendships this season were immaculate. Tiffany and Derek X. Name a better duo. I was laughing my ass off in tears every time they were in a room together. They were so iconic to me. And while we're at it, let's talk about the chokehold Derek X and Hannah had on me. Let's talk about the chokehold. Because that was insane. That was insane. And I'm not one to ship real people. However, Big Brother makes that extremely hard because you literally see these people every day and see how they interact with each other. And it was just come on. This was the moment. Derek X and Hannah were my it couple at the time. And everyone remembers where they were that fateful day when Derek X and Claire announced that they were dating. Everyone remembers where they were because that was earth-shattering, world stop turning. You had to be there. That was insane. That photo shoot, I remember I was sitting at work and I gasped out loud and my coworkers were like, what the hell is happening? And I was like, no, you don't get it. Everyone remembers where they were. And let's talk about the cookout. The most successful alliance in Big Brother history. I don't know. I think that's true because I don't know if any other alliance has made it to the final number that they originally had. The cookout had 6 people and they all made it to final 6. And talk about Tiffany. She had the most iconic strategy of all time to have that alliance silently in the shadows, never be in a room all together, and have people from the outside. Each player has one player from the outside of that alliance. That was so good. And everyone remembers where they were when she pulled out that chessboard and started explaining that shit. Everyone remembers where they were. I was glued to those feeds. This season, I never wanted to turn off feeds for a second because it was so good. It was so good. And I still think that Tiffany should have won this season. However, I really did like Xavier. I'm not gonna lie. I really liked Xavier, and I think he definitely deserved this win. But I I just love Tiffany. At the end of the day, I love Tiffany, and I think she's one of my favorite Big Brother players ever. Like, I love her. And I need to rewatch this season because, like, the live feed moments were iconic. The actual, like, televised show moments were iconic. Like, you just had to fucking be there. I love this season so much. And Big Brother 23, they could never make me hate you. They could never make me hate you. My Twitter username is literally Chow's Veto because of Derek Chow. I love him. They can never make me hate you, Derek X. They could never make me hate you, Derek X. Like, the people have turned their backs on this season, but not me. Never me. I love this season. I really do. We're never gonna have anything like this ever again. And I would do anything to have this exact cast in this house again. If I ever went on Big Brother, I would want it to be this cast. Like, if I was able to choose a season to be on with a certain cast, it would be this cast. Like, I just loved this season so dearly, and I could go on and on and on and on. And I could make a whole podcast episode detailing why I love season 23 so much. I just love this season. But anyways, that's all for the rankings today. This is a longer episode than I intended, but I had so much fun. And I can't wait for 3 weeks when I'm back here again. Maybe even 2 weeks when the cast reveal comes out. When I'm back here again. And we're going to be predicting the cast and introducing the cast. And it's going to be so fun. And I'm so excited for Big Brother 26. I really hope we get a good season. And it's going to be great. And I love Big Brother. And I'm so excited. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you listened to this, like and subscribe. Okay. I'm so excited for Big Brother. Okay. Bye.